pregame conference underway now at home plate. Let's tune in on Paul Carey.
Thank you, Ernie. Good afternoon, everyone. Game 3 of the 4-game set here with the Toronto Blue Jays. The series all even now at a game apiece. The Tigers picking up that first win of the season yesterday. 6-1 behind the strong pitching of Dave Roberts and the 3-run homer of Steve Kemp. And the victory, of course, had to share interest with the trade of Willie Horton. The Boomer moving on to the Texas Rangers after 12 full seasons in a Tiger uniform, all 15 previous years in organized baseball as a member of the Tiger organization. The Tigers picking up a right-handed pitcher from the Texas Rangers, Steve Foucault, who, as Ernie pointed out just a few moments ago, is expected to join the team here in Toronto tonight and be in uniform tomorrow. Let's check the starting lineup for today's game. Against the old Tiger, Dave Lemanchik, the Tigers will have in the leadoff spot center fielder Ron LaFleur. Batting second will be second baseman Tito Fuentes. Hitting third in right field, Ben Ogleby. Batting fourth, the Tigers' designated batter, Rusty Staub. Hitting fifth at first base, Jason Thompson. Batting sixth, playing left field, Steve Kemp. Hitting seventh, doing the catching, will be Milt May. Batting eighth at third base, Aurelio Rodriguez. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Mark Wagner. Ralph Houck has presented the same starting lineup in each of the 3 games so far here in Toronto. The only change made each day, that of the pitcher. For the Blue Jays, against the rookie left-hander Bob Sykes, leading off, playing in left field, will be John Scott. Batting second at shortstop, Bob Baylor. Hitting third, second baseman Pedro Garcia. Batting fourth, the designated batter for Toronto, Otto Velez. Hitting fifth, at first base, will be Doug Alt. Hitting sixth, center fielder Gary Wood. Batting seventh, and playing third base, Dave McKay. Batting eighth, right fielder Steve Bowling. And batting ninth, doing the catching, Alan Ashby. The catcher who started yesterday, rookie Rick Cerrone, suffered a broken right thumb on a foul tip off the bat of Aurelio Rodriguez early in the ball game. And staying in the hotel where the Tigers are, he's got it in a hard plaster cast. He'll be out for at least 3 weeks. Join us for our national anthem. Playing of both national anthems, and now, as Dave Lemanchik begins his final warm-up tosses, we'll pause for these messages.
City National Bank's hidden wandering microphone here at a competitive bank in town that would like you to believe it pays higher interest on regular savings than City National.
Sir, have you been helped?
Thank you. I was wondering how your 5% regular daily interest savings account compares with City National's 5% daily interest plus continuous compounding.
Well, where the big difference is in our tellers. You should get to know them.
Your bank just gives daily interest, right?
And we're open till 6 o'clock on Friday.
But City National gives you daily interest, then continuously compounds that daily interest for an effective annual yield of 5.20%.
And we have convenient drive-in windows.
Which is higher than your 5%, isn't it?
And we make sure every customer gets a free calendar. Here, let me get you one. I'll just give you one.
Well, folks, if you're more interested in getting the highest bank interest possible than getting free calendars, save at City National, where you get the best bank savings deal in town.
City National Bank. Also available at National Bank of Rochester, First National Bank of Plymouth, and First Citizens Bank in Troy. Members FDIC.
Ron LaFleur stepping in to lead it off for the Tigers. Dave Lemanchik ready to face his old teammates. Dave, a hard luck loser in his first outing with the Blue Jays, going all the way, but losing a one-run ball game on Saturday. We're ready to go with Game 3 of this series. Here for the play-by-play is Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul. Hi, everybody. Here's the first pitch. LaFleur takes a fastball from Lemanchik. It was low and in close, ball one. Breeze coming in from the outfield toward the plate this afternoon. There's a strike called. Cuts the fastball over just above the knees and through the heart of the plate. 1-1 the count on the leadoff man, Ron LaFleur. This series even, one victory apiece. Ron swings a slicing line drive into right center field. Woods goes over to cut it off, and Ron makes a big turn and holds with a leadoff single. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Gene Elsie's Music for Moderns is a Saturday night tradition here in the Midwest. Listen for Gene this Saturday night here on WJR Detroit.
Tito Fuentes stepping in, batting .238. LaFleur now has the most hits on the team, 6. Fuentes has 5. They were tied before Ron got that one. There's a strike. Keeping that fastball down, he got it just above the knees. McKay, the third baseman, looking for the bunt possibility here. He rushed in on that pitch. Fuentes batting left-handed against the right-hander Lemanchik. Set by David. And he steps off the slab and then throws over to first base, and LaFleur back in time. Outfield to left. Now the throw to first, and he's picked off. He got him. Kaczynski and LaFleur putting up an argument with the umpire, Dave Phillips. Ron said he got back in time. Phillips said he didn't. He is picked off. Quick move by Lemanchik. Got him.
The throw from Dave was right on the body. There was no movement necessary by Alt. He just grabbed it and tagged.
Here's a low pitch, and the count now is 1-1 on Fuentes. Ben Ogilvie waits on deck. First inning, 1 out, nobody on. Strike called. Don Denking umpiring behind the bat. Phillips, McCoy, and Merrill are on the bases. Cloudy skies right now. The windup by Lemanchik. He pitches. There's a high one. 2-2. Dave has changed his pitching motion a little bit at the advice of the pitching coach, Bob Miller, getting more body into the motion and the delivery. There's a bounding ball to right, the second straight Tiger hit. And Fuentes is on with a 1-out single here in the opening inning. Tito and LaFleur are still tied in the most hits department, 6 apiece. Here's Ben Ogilvie, who has 4 for 18, and 3 of those 4 hits have been 2-baggers.
Number 22, the right fielder, Ben Ogilvie.
Ben's driven in 2 runs so far this year. Fuentes with the lead, and the pitch is a strike, breaking ball over on Ogilvie. Outfield not playing Ben to pull as much as some of them do. They're almost straight up against him. Little toss over to first base, and Fuentes is back in time. No score first inning. The battle has just started in Toronto. Sun trying to break through the overcast, and here it comes. It's a ball low to Ogilvy. Tomorrow we'll see Ray Baer against Jerry Garvin. Garvin, a left-hander who won his first time out for this team. High inside curve, 2-1 on Ogilvy. Right now, the Cleveland Indians lead the American League East with a 2-victory and 1-loss record. Blue Jays are in second place. In the West, Kansas City and Texas, each 4-0, are tied for leadership. Oakland off to a good start. They've won 4 of their first 5 games. Boston, the only team without a victory in the American League, 0-3. There's a tapper foul down past Coach Krzyzewski and under the top row back at first base. No score first inning. Man on for the Tigers, 1 man down. Now Romantic, the right-hander, holds it at the belt, delivers. It is a wide one. Full count on Ogilvy. Alt is holding on the bag with Tito. It'll be interesting to see whether he moves on this 1-out, 3-2 situation. Ogilvy digs in waiting. There goes Tito. The pitch is swung on and fouled into the seats back of the plate. And a little plate testing coming up from the whisk broom of Don Denkinger. Well, the Tigers end their series here tomorrow and then head to Kansas City for the weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday in KC. After that, the next stop will be Boston. Romantic taking his time. He steps off the mound for a moment. Ogilvy waiting on a 3-2 delivery. Let's see if Fuentes goes again. He does. The pitch is swung on and beaten foul down the first base side. Well, Tito will have to come back again. I'd like to remind you about the Tiger Yearbook. You can get one at the stadium for $1.50 from the vendor. Also at magazine stands around Detroit. And you can order one by mail for $2 a copy. Send $2 mail order to Yearbook, Tiger Stadium, Detroit, Michigan, 48216. And don't forget to put in your name and address. Runner goes, pitch is high, ball 4, and Ogilvy gets the walk. So the Tigers have put all 3 of their first 3 men on, but the first one was picked off. Now they've got Fuentes at second base. Ogilvy is at first base. 1 man down, and Rusty Staub coming to bat. Rusty off to a slow start, hitting 111, 2 for 18. He's had 3 walks, and he struck out more than anybody else on the team, 6 times. Now the stretch by Romantic, and the pitch is a strike above the knee. McKay wide the bag at third, and the Baylor pulled over toward second base in his shortstop post. Romantic pitches, and it is a strike on the outside corner.
Oh, he's put that ball exactly where he wants it. Low and outside, just clipping the corner at the pitch that Rusty doesn't even want to guess about.
I don't think anybody wants to look at that up there at the plate. Not any batter, anyway. He's ahead of Rusty, 2 strikes. Romantic set to go, delivers. There's a bounding ball on the right side, through for a base hit. Rounding third, Fuentes. Here comes the play at the plate, and they cut it off, and Fuentes is raced back to third. Now Ogilvy is hung up. Alt throws the ball to Pedro Garcia, and he runs Ogilvy down and misses him. But we've got 2 men at third base, and they tag out Ogilvy. He missed him, but he was out anyway because Fuentes had to retreat to third, and Ogilvy is cut down. So the Tigers have had 3 singles and a walk, but now they've got a man at first and a man at third, 2 out, and have not scored. As they've gone slightly native on the bases.
Yeah, that's a good term.
Well, here's Jason Thompson with a chance to deliver a run. Bowling made a good play in right field. He came off that artificial turf with a good hop and fired it in. It was cut off by Alt, and then the rundown ensued. It's a strike called on Jason. Let's figure out that play now. It'll go 9-3 to 4.
Oh, the shortstop was involved in there, too.
And probably 6, yeah. Now the set. And the pitch, it's outside.
Incredible. 3 singles and a walk, and there are 2 outs and nobody in.
Stop on first. Fuentes on third. The Tigers still trying to get a man in. No score first inning. There's a ball low to Jason. And the count 2-1 on him. He's hitting .250. Mr. Desmond, would you check the rundown and get it officially for us? We have to send over to the press box because we have no communication with him here. Just to make it official for you purists who keep score. There's a ball high. 3-1 on Jason. Ogilvy was the man at fault there. He ran up the back of Fuentes after making a big turn to second base. Now the set, we wait on the 3-1 pitch to Jason Thompson. He looks at a strike. Full count. Well, they've made Lemanchik work in this inning, but he is very close to getting off the hook. Runners edging off a little bit. Staub will go on this pitch with 2 down in a 3-2 count. Thompson not quite ready. Johnson throwing in the Toronto bullpen. The pitch is swung on and fouled away. Rusty will have to come back. LaFleur let off with a single. He was picked off. Fuentes single. Went to second when Ogilvy walked. Then Staub singled to right. But Ogilvy was out in the chase for the second out. The Tigers end up with runners at first and third. Now Thompson at the plate. And the count has gone 3-2 on him. No score first inning. Now here's Lemanchik setting and pitching. It's a pop-up foul. It is back into the seat. Well, we've got the official rundown now on that play that nipped Ogilvy in the chase. 9-3-4. Right field to first base to second base. Actually, Ogilvy was safe going into third, but then they had 2 men on third, so Pedro Garcia simply tagged him, and when you've got 2 men on, the one who is the front runner is always the one who's safe. Now the set and the pitch. He takes ball 4. The bases are loaded. Well, the Tigers now have 3 singles and 2 walks, but they've not yet scored. It's not easy, is it, Paul?
No, it's an impossibility almost. No, it is, of course, a possibility. Here comes Roy Hartsfield. He's got Johnson warming down there. Dave having a little control problem. Well as when he's getting it in there, the Tigers are punching it on the ground to the infield. Just going to have a conversation with him right now. Kemp coming up with the bases loaded.
He keeps Johnson active in the bullpen. Hartsfield does as he comes back to the dugout. Here's Steve, who hit his first Major League home run yesterday. He's batting .118. That's 2 for 17. 3 RBIs to his credit. They all came on that one blow. So the right-hander Lemanchik pitching the left-hand batter. Bounding ball wide at first. Hall gloves it. He'll make the play. Unassisted. The inning's over. And the Tigers fail to score. They have no runs on 3 hits plus 2 walks, no errors, and 3 runners are left on base. And at the end of a half inning, it is Detroit 0 and Toronto coming to bat.
Getting oil out of the ground is one thing. Turning it into something people can use is another. It takes a lot of people with different skills and different talents to get that job done. We got people together we thought could do it better. And we called the company Marathon.
From the driller in Alaska to the roustabout in Texas, from From the driver in Atlanta to the welder in Wyoming.
When we found oil, we could have left the rest of the jobs to somebody else. But we had this idea that we could do it better. So we got people together who thought the same way we did.
We got together to do it better.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
Young Robert Sykes from New Jersey making his big league debut. That is his starting debut. He did work in relief. He went 4 2/3 innings, pitching against Kansas City last Saturday against Kansas City last Saturday in Detroit. Gave up 2 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1 over that stint. Had a great year in his rookie season. He broke into the Appalachian League with 11 wins and no defeats, and had an earned run mark of 1.07. And he broke the existing records in each category. Now here's Bob Baylor. Nope, it's not Bob Baylor either. They switched the lineup on us. That is Scott leading it off. John Scott will lead it off for Toronto. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's outside for a ball.
Ernie, you got yesterday's lineup, I think.
No, I got the lineup out of the dugout, and when I got up here, I guess they got a new one. Now the motion and the pitch. Bounding ball hit to Rodriguez. He gloves it, throw to first, and he got him. Every time I go down there and get that lineup early, that's what happens. But now I'm going to get the last minute.
You probably did get yesterday's. They hadn't written it down yet.
Oh, brother. Well, here's Baylor batting now. And I wrote him in ink this time, you know, something I very seldom do. Right-hand batter waiting, and Sykes gives him a fastball in close. Ball 1. Baylor with 2 for 5 so far. And he'll be followed by Pete Garcia. No score. We're in the first inning. Bounding ball right back to Sykes. Nice stop. Throw to first. Got him. 2 up and 2 down. And here's Pedro coming to bat now. Garcia hitting 5 for 20. Pete still looking for an apartment here in his new home. There's the strike. He swung and missed. No score. We're in the first. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way. It's popped foul. It'll be in the seats back at the plate. Over the screen directly behind the plate. If they missed the first half of the first inning, the Tigers had a big threat there. They had 3 singles and a couple of walks, but because of faulty base running, were unable to score. Now Sykes pitching to the Blue Jays in the last half of the first inning. And the young left-hander kicks from the livers. Here's a strike called. He struck him out. And Bob, in his starting debut, sets him down 1-2-3 in the opening inning. At the end of 1, Toronto nothing, the Tigers nothing.
You're the designated hitter in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. Here's the pitch. Which Yankee batter holds the team mark for the highest batting average in a single season? Think it over a cool, refreshing Labatt's Blue. The highest batting average in a season for a Yankee is held by the Bambino himself, Babe Ruth. He hit .393 in 1923. Great moments in sports. Everybody has their favorites. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's Blue. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
Labatt's Blue is available in selected markets throughout Michigan.
J.P. McCarthy maintains your morning merry-go-round from 6 till 10 in the Music Hall. Be sure to join him tomorrow morning here on Radio 76.
With a choice, the second, number 12, the catcher, Milt May.
Milt May leading it off for the Tigers now against his former teammate, Dave Lemanczyk. And the big right-hander from New York delivers. There's a cut and a foul tip out of the middle of the catcher, Ashby. May batting 188. No score, second inning. We've got a bright, sunny situation right now in Exhibition Stadium here. It's a curve outside, a 1-1 the count. Outfield straight up on Milton. And he swings at a bounding ball. It's up the middle. There's Garcia. Deep has it. Going to his right. Through to first. Got him. Good play by Pete. It'll bring up Aurelio Rodriguez. Batting an even 200 with 3 for 15.
The first baseman, number 4, Aurelio Rodriguez.
Don't forget Tiger Day coming up the 23rd of April. That's a Saturday when the Tigers battle the Orioles at 2:15. Strike call. Rodriguez took a fastball. And the 24th is Autograph Day, doubleheader with the Orioles at 1:30. Swing, fly ball, lifted to right. Boulding is in under it, waiting, and he puts it away. Lemanczyk has retired the last 3, settling down a little bit after a rather shaky first inning. Wagner will be the Tiger batter, hitting 143.
Number 5, the shortstop, Mark Wagner.
Mark, right-hand batter against the right-hand hurling of Lemanczyk. No score in the second. Strike call, fastball inside corner. Here's the motion by Dave, and the pitch. It's a ball in too close, also a little bit low. 1-1 on Wagner. He takes the ball inside. 2-1, the count on him. This one's outside. And now the count goes to 3-1. Here it comes. Swung on. The fly ball lifted to right. It's slicing. It'll be in the seats and foul. And Messi struck him out. Well, Lemanczyk has a strong inning. Tigers are down 1-2-3. We go to the last half of the second. Toronto nothing, Detroit nothing.
You have heard me speak of Cordova. Performance, its classic style, but something of which I am most proud is its uncommon value. This becomes apparent when Cordova is compared to other fine automobiles. Pontiac Grand Prix, for example. Cordova has more room for more passenger comfort, more luggage space. Cordova even has a wider track. Most interesting. Then there are those features that cannot be compared. Like Cordova's exclusive lean burn engine for smooth performance. Yet, the Cordova S is priced no more than Grand Prix.
Price comparison based on manufacturer's suggested prices of comparably equipped vehicles.
Cordova, truly an uncommon value among fine automobiles.
See the 77 Cordova S at your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers today.
Well, here's the ex-Yankee Otto Velez coming to bat now. He is the designated hitter for Roy Hartsfield team. Velez batting .429 in the early going, swings and fouls it away. He has 3 hits and 7 trips and 1 RBI. Sachs was 8 and 11 at Evansville last year. So it is strike call. They got a fastball between the belt and the knee. Bob Sykes winds and pitches. Here's a foul out of play. Sykes set him down 1, 2, 3 in the opening inning. Left-hander winds, delivers. There's another foul on the screen. He's not wasting any. Even with strike 2 on the batter, he's getting that ball in the strike zone. No score, inning number 2. The Blue Jays hit back. The series is even, 1 victory for each side. Here's the pitch. In too close, that was a dipping curve down around the ankle. Outfield is around toward left on Velez, and fairly deep. The infield is back. Now Sykes into action, pitches. It's a ball outside. He missed the far corner with his fastball. 2-2, the count of the right-hand batter. Extremely close stance up there at the plate for Velez. And Sykes looks him over, goes into action again. Here it comes. He swings and misses, struck him out on the fastball. That's the second strikeout for Bob. And Doug Alt will be the batter. Left-hand throw, right-hand batter. He told me before the game that he did a little switch hitting when he was playing American Legion ball, but he didn't feel comfortable left-handed. So he then made up his mind that he would be a right-hand batter from then on. Alt batting .350, and it is a ball outside. Mark Wagner very deep at shortstop, and Rodriguez deepens at third and is fairly near the line. No score. We're in the second inning. Bob Sykes rocks and pitches. It's very wide. 2-0. The count on Alt. A-U-L-T. He steps out for a moment. Time called at the plate by Denkinger. Alt is waiting on the 2-0 stare. Here it comes. He swings as a drive to center. LaFleur comes in and makes the catch. And to misjudge that ball slightly and then had to one-handed.
We've got a swirling wind here in this ballpark. Predominantly today, it's coming in toward the plate. And it's kind of hammering the ball down as it when it gets up at all.
Here's Gary Wood.
Center fielder, Gary Wood.
Right-hand batter to face Sykes. 2 out, nobody on, no score. The pitch is a strike. Gary looked at a fastball that caught the inside corner. Property of the Oakland team. Played a little bit with Oakland last year. Hitting .200 this spring. He fouls this one off, and it will be back among the customers. Bright and sunny at the moment here. The weatherman has told us that it may rain later on in the afternoon. The left-hander delivers. Here's a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Mr. Sykes has looked very impressive in the first 2 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 2, Toronto nothing, the Tigers nothing.
Let's take a break in the ball game here and take a look at the WJR weather outlook for Detroit and vicinity. Mild conditions will carry through the day, and the WJR Weather Center forecast from John McMurray for Greater Detroit calls for sunny, windy, and warm weather continuing with a high temperature today around 88 degrees. Then for tonight, becoming mostly cloudy, there's a possibility of a shower or two, and a low temperature overnight somewhere in the mid-50s. For Thursday, tomorrow, we're expecting decreasing cloudiness, and it'll be cooler than it has been with a high temperature tomorrow afternoon in the 64 to 67 degree range. At present, under partly sunny skies out at Detroit Metro Airport, the official Detroit temperature is 86 degrees. The relative humidity is 26%. The winds are out of the west at 28 miles per hour, gusting at times to 33 miles per hour, and the barometer is at 30.01, and it's falling. Now let's get back to Toronto and more Tiger baseball.
Ron LaFleur will lead it off for the Detroiters. We've got a scoreless deadlock here in the third inning. We'll get a station break in about as soon as we can, but in maybe in a moment or so. Here's a strike called on LaFleur. He singled in the first inning and then was picked out first by LeManchick. David delivers. Here's a foul out of play. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Sunday mornings are something special here on Radio 76 when Ted Strasser hosts Patterns in Music, a superb blend of words and music with a unique theme every Sunday, 8 a.m. to noon, here on the Goodwill Station, WJR Detroit.
Here's the pitch to LaFleur, and it is a ball low. Lemanchick shot him on a strike two curveball and didn't get it up enough. 1-2 the count on Ron. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bounding ball to first base. Hall comes up with it. Nice stop. So that first is in time, and he got him. He ran to first base. Got him unassisted. Fuentes will be the batter now.
Number 44, the second baseman, Leon Fuentes.
That was LaFleur out unassisted to the first baseman. Fuentes singled in the first. Fastball high, ball one on Tito. He'll be followed by Ben Ogleby. We've got a scoreless tie in the third. In too close for a ball. 2-0 the count on him. The motion and the pitch. Outside and high. 3-0 on Fuentes. And he takes a strike. That one got over above the knees. Tigers with 3 singles and 2 walks in the opening inning did not score because of a pickoff play and a rundown. Since then, they've not done anything. It's a foul fly to be out of play. This one back up third in the seat. Swinging a bounding ball at the second. Garcia scoops it up. Throw it all. He got him. And there are 2 down. That'll bring up Ogleby. Benji walked his only appearance. And he was cut down when Staub singled. Ogleby ran up the back of Fuentes and was chased down and tagged out in that opening inning. 2 out, nobody on. LeManchick delivers. It is a strike called. Big right-hander serves. A changeup that stays outside. 1-1 the count on Ben. No runs, no hits for the Blue Jays. No runs and 3 hits for the Tigers. Neither team's made an error. It's a curve wide. McKay's working a little quicker than he did when he was in a Tiger uniform. Now that I've said that, he'll probably slow up a little bit. Here it comes. Swings and a tapper foul over toward the Tiger dugout. 2-2, the count on Ben Ogleby. Garcia's back in short right field on Ben. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a bounding foul off of first base. Alt handles himself pretty well over there with a glove. Big, tall, rangy first baseman. Ogleby digs in to wait on 2-2. Here it is. He takes outside. LeManchick didn't get his curve over. Ben, with a little persistence, has taken that count to 3-2. And Dave ready to go. Winds pitches. Here's a bounding ball to Alt. He has this one. Makes the play again unassisted. And the Tigers are out 1-2-3. The last 7 have gone down in order. We go to the last half, the third. It is Toronto nothing and the Tigers nothing.
From the pipeline in Wyoming to the oil wells down in Texas, off the shore in Louisiana, right back home in Philly.
Getting oil out of the ground is one thing. Turning it into something people can use is another. We got people together we thought could do it better, and we called the company Marathon.
From the waters of Alaska to the research labs in Denver, from the Robinson Refinery, from the gas in Indiana, we got together to do it better.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
For the Blue Jays from the third, number 39, the third baseman, James McKay.
Dave McKay, the Canadian who plays third base here in Toronto, will be leading it off now. Batting right-handed against the left-hand slant, the rookie Bob Sykes, and he swings and hits a number toward third. Rodriguez backhands it, throw to first, got him, and there's one away. That ball hit down at the plate and didn't go very far. It took a good play by Aurelio Rodriguez. One pitch and one away. Here's Steve Balding, the right-hand batting outfielder. First 7 Blue Jays have gone down in order. Ashby waiting on deck. Sykes delivers, cut and a miss by Balding. Balding with 0 for 6 for the young season. He's had 3 walks, but he struck out twice. Sykes delivers. It is a ball low, 1-1. The count on Steve Balding. Bowling. Didn't spell it like the ex-Tiger Bowling, which was Bowling. Now they wind up by Sykes. The 1-1 pitch is a ball in too close. 2-1. The count on Balding. No score, third inning. 1 man down for the Jays. Nobody on the bases. Sykes gets his sign, pitches. Here's a foul out of play in the seat over on the first base side. That man came up from Windsor to see the game. He made a good catch. Two on Steve Balding. Here's the windup by Bob Sykes, and the pitch. Swung on the bounding ball to third. It'll go foul. Jackie Moore, the coach down there, took care of that one. Sykes has struck out 3, and there's been 1 outfield fly so far. There's a foul out of play. This one back into the seat. Well, they come over that low screen with a line drive velocity. And the people seated right back at the plate have to be very alert here. Here it comes. He takes the high curve. Full count.
Including broadcasters.
Yeah, but we're a little bit farther back. Those fancy seats they have down here, the box seats, they're very vulnerable. Here's another foul out of play. That one went down an exit way. Wonder about all the glass back there, too, Paul. They've got plenty of glass around some of those areas.
Yeah.
Sykes into action, delivers. It is a ball low. He walks in. Bowling draws a walk on a 3-2 pitch. It'll bring up Ashby, who spoiled the shutout bid by Robert yesterday with a home run. Alan Ashby batting .222, 2 for 9. Home run and a single, 2 RBIs. He's another switch batter. It's a fastball low and in close. Ball 1 on Allen. Game scoreless, third inning. The Blue Jays at bat. A little bit of a lead for Bolding at first with 1 down. Sykes pitches. It's low again. Ball 2. Rick Cerrone, as Paul mentioned earlier, is out of action with a hairline fracture of the right thumb. He's the Toronto catcher. There's another ball in too close. Well, Sykes having a little control trouble right here, something that he did not have against the first 7 batters. Walked 1 man and gone to 3-0 on the next one. Here's the pitch, and he walked him. Oh, there are 2 on and 1 away. Ashby walking on 4 straight pitches. While Paup coming out to the mound to try to settle down his rookie left-hander, Sykes. May comes up to join in on the confab. Sykes is 22 years old. Here's John Scott, the leadoff man, coming up for the second time. He bounced too short the first trip. Outfield around toward left on him. The infield and double play depth. He'd be a tough man to double up. He's got good speed. Takes a strike. Sykes started him off with a curve and got it through the letters. Tomorrow it'll be Ray Bear against Jerry Garvin. Garvin, a rookie left-hander. Ray Bear, right-hander, the Tigers. Here's a tapper foul in the dirt, back of the plate. Strike 2, the count on Scott. Tall, lanky right-hand batter, native of Jackson, Mississippi. Scott now makes his home in Los Angeles. Sykes is ready, kicks and deals. Here's a swing and a miss. He got him on the hook. It is the 4th strikeout for Sykes. 2 down now, and that leaves it up to Baylor.
Number 1, the shortstop, Bob Baylor.
Outfield around to left on Bob. He opens up his stance just slightly, pulling that front foot back a little bit. 2 men on, both on walk. And 2 out. The pitch is a ball in close at the knees. Baylor went to California State College in Pennsylvania.
That's tough to do.
Yeah, but he did it. It's a little confusing, but he did it. There's a strike call. And May wants another conference with his rookie pitcher. Wonder if California gets even by having a Pennsylvania State College. They got so many of them out there, they might have one. Runners edging off. It is a 1-1 count now on Baylor. Stocky, right-hand batting infielder, waiting. Here's the pitch. He takes the ball wide. That's the fastball.
Well, Kansas helps out a little bit. They've got a Pittsburgh state, you see.
No score in the third. The Jays are threatening. Here's the pitch. He takes a strike. Got that one on the inside corner. Well, Sykes retired the first 7 men he faced. 3 of them on strikes, and then he walked 2. Back-to-back. Then struck out Scott. That's where we are now. Now Bob checks his time with May. Steps again. Holds it. Kicks, delivers. Here's a bounding ball to short. Wagner has it over to Paredes for the 4th out. And the side retired as they force Ashby short the second. No runs on no hits to a couple of walks, no errors, and 2 runners are left. At the end of 3 in Toronto, the Tigers nothing, the Blue Jays nothing.
Jimmy Lawrence, Masters mid-mornings on Radio 76.
Just to give you an idea of how bad this coffee thing is, a San Francisco bar Eastbound Davison at Oakland, there's a truck blocking the left lane. Look out for that. The color psychologists, by the way, say that there's a reason why the color red shows up on so many Valentines. I tell you, I'm making plans already. What do you say we all meet down at the City County building and run through the sprinklers?
Join Jimmy Lawrence from 10 till noon on Radio 76 WJR.
I'm not superstitious, and I don't believe in horoscopes.
Yours looks good.
And I'm not afraid to walk in the ladders either.
I'm not talking about horoscope.
No?
No, I'm talking about horoscope, the new instant lottery game. You could win up to $10,000 instantly.
Oh, yeah?
Or qualify for $1 million elimination draw.
Now you sold the salt.
So what?
That's bad luck. Throw some over your shoulder.
Oh, so you're not superstitious.
Introducing Horoscope, the new instant lottery game. All signs say it could be the greatest instant lottery game ever.
Now clap your hands twice and hold your breath while I dance around the table.
My soup is getting cold.
Michigan Bureau of State Lottery.
Mark Avery monitors the afternoon arrivals and departures from 3 till 6 in the music hall. Be sure to join Mark this afternoon after Tiger baseball right here on the Goodwill Station.
No score, the fourth inning on tap. Let's tune in on Paul Carey.
Thank you, Ernie. Rusty Staub will lead it off for the Tigers here in the fourth inning. Tigers with a big opportunity to break things wide open in the first inning. Muffed it on the base paths, and Dave Lemanchik got off a hook. He has been tough. The pitch swung on and fouled behind the plate. Staub singled in that first inning when the Tigers collected 3 hits and 2 walks and failed to score. The pitch from Lemanchik. There's a change that's outside. A ball on the strike on Rusty. Lemanchik has retired 7 straight. Ground ball to right field. A base hit, the second straight by Rusty. So that ends that streak of 7 straight batters being retired. Staub with his second straight single. And Jason Thompson will be the batter. Jason walked his first time up.
Number 30, the first baseman, Jason Thompson.
Lemanchik undoubtedly feeling a bit of a pressure facing his old teammates for the first time. His only experience had been in the Tiger organization until being drafted in the expansion draft by Toronto. And he saw all his teammates over in the hotel the last couple of days. There's one outside for ball 1. Sure, Dave perhaps pressing a little bit when the game began. Gave up those 3 singles, had a little control problem. But the Tigers helped him out on the base paths. Now the pitch is taken a little high. 2-0, the count on Thompson. LaFleur had led off that first inning with a single. He was picked off first. Fuentes followed with a single. Ogilvy walked. Staub singled, and Ogilvy overran second and was caught in the trap. There's a strike called. Perfect pitch by Lemanchik, low and outside. On the outside part of the plate. 2 strikes, or rather 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3 to Jason. Staub at first with a leadoff single. Lemanchik has struck out 1 and walked 2. Stretch by Dave. The pitch to Thompson. He swings and misses. Full count. Kind of a sad scenario at the hotel last evening as Willie Horton left the Tigers to head down to join the Texas Rangers. The pitch to Jason. He swings and pops it up over the infield. Third baseman McKay near the mound. Now Alt, the first baseman, makes the catch and almost lost it. Wynn doing some odd things with that powering pop-up. McKay had called for it, and Alt coming on the scene late called him off and made the catch. 1 down. Stop at first, the batter, Steve Kemp. Got a chance to bid goodbye to Willie just before he caught the plane heading back to Detroit and then on to join the Rangers. Steve Foucault will join the Tigers here tonight. And here's another Steve Kemp. The pitch from Lemanchik, low and away, ball 1. Kemp bounced out unassisted to Alt his first time up. The set by Dave. The pitch. A ground ball to first again. Alt will go to second. They get stopped for 1, no relay. Now the force is made at second on Staub. The play going 3-6. Kemp at first base with 2 away. And the batter will be Milt Mays. Tigers with 4 hits. And the Blue Jays with no hits so far. But it's a scoreless tie here in the top of the 4th inning. May led off the 2nd inning with a ground out to second. Just as they're about to go to work, we got time called, and Steve Kemp is having a conference with first base coach Dick Krasuski. And so we're going to have another conference out at the mound. The catcher Ashby out to talk to David. Wind, for the most part, a very strong breeze blowing in toward home plate today, but it kind of whips around, changing direction, sometimes a crosswind across the diamond. There's the pitch. May takes outside and low. Ball 1. A little cooler today than it was yesterday, contrary to the forecast. They expected mild, cloudy day. Now it's sunny and cool. There's a looper toward right field. Backing up is Garcia. Reaches, can't get it. It's off his glove. Heading for third is Kemp. The throw to second as May reaches first base. On a base hit that Garcia made a valiant effort to get. He raced out to right field, reached out and tried to get it over shoulder, and just managed to bounce off the fingertip. So the Tigers have another scoring opportunity with runners at first and third. 2 away. And Aurelio Rodriguez, the batter. Aurelio flied to right his first time up. Romantic ready. The pitch to the plate. It's taken for a called strike. Baylor deep at short. Very deep. Swung to the left. Swing and a miss by Rodriguez. Romantic quickly ahead of Aurelio. Aurelio, a sweet hitter. May at first, Kemp at third. There's a fly ball hit straightaway center field. Woods is there, backs up 1 step and makes the catch. Well, that's all for the Tigers in the 4th. They threaten but cannot score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Here comes Toronto to bat in the 4th inning with the score: Tigers nothing, Toronto nothing.
Here's something you ought to know. The fresher your spark plug, the better your car's mileage. It's just that simple. The folks at Champion tested cars like yours all across the country. They found that replacing worn plugs with a fresh set of Champion spark plugs can improve your mileage and performance. So if that sounds good to you, fill her up with Champion, the world's #1 seller.
Fill her up with Champion. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with Champion. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with Champion. Fill her up with Champion. Fill her up with Champion.
No score as the Blue Jays come to bat to face rookie left-hander Bob Sykes here in the bottom of the 4th inning. He has no hit them so far. Sykes has struck out 4 and walked 2. Well, the trade yesterday saw Horton go to Texas with Foucault joining the Tigers tonight. Means the Tigers will have 10 pitchers on their staff, and Ralph House says he eventually will get back to 9 pitchers. And does admit the need for another right-hand batting outfielder. The Tigers do not really have one ready to move up from their system either at this point. There's Pedro Garcia leading off, and he takes the pitch inside to ball 1. Big fender that time from Sykes. Garcia took a called third strike in the 1st inning. The pitch from Sykes. Swings, there's a fly ball to center field, a liner, and LaFleur comes in. He tried to trap it, can't pick it up. It's a hit. Heading for second is Garcia. The throw too late. LaFleur had trouble picking the ball up after he perhaps misplayed it. It was a sinking line drive, took off in the air, and that wind just hammered it down, and Ron just didn't get there. He tried to get it on the short hop, trapped the ball, didn't pick it up cleanly, then tried to pick it up with his bare hand, didn't do so cleanly. Garcia, with a play in front of him, took off for second and arrived. We'll have to wait for any sign from the press box. We do know that it's a hit, whether there's a hit and an error. Find out a bit later. Here's a swing and a miss by Velez. The point is that Garcia is at second base. So it'll be a single and an error. The error charged to LaFleur in center. Now the pitch to Velez, and he takes one low for a ball, 1-1 on Otto. First time in it's the second time in the game they've had a runner as far as second base. Sykes delivers, a little high, 2-1. Feller checking with third base coach Jackie Moore. Garcia looking around him as he gets his lead at second base. No score here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Sykes ready, pitches. Strike called on Velez, 2-2. Rangers, I noticed, not the Rangers, but the Blue Jays will have two men out on the on-deck circle instead of one. I don't know whether they're scaring the pitcher or what. A little ploy by manager Roy Hartsfield. Swing and a miss. Velez goes down swinging for the second straight time. That's the fifth strikeout for Sykes. And it'll bring up Doug Alt.
Number 25, the first baseman, Doug Alt.
A couple of the strongest hitters on the Toronto team are left-handed batters, and Roy Hartsfield keeps them out of the lineup. Yesterday against Roberts, today against Sykes. I'm talking about Fairley and Ewing as a couple of examples. Alt lined to LaFleur his first time up. Almost the same kind of ball hit by Garcia, but that time LaFleur managed to make the catch above the shoe top. Long drive toward left center field. Kemp comes over. That ball drops in front of him. He bobbles the ball. Heading home to score is Garcia. The throw to second. Heading back to first is Alt. Shot to left center field by Doug Alt, a long single. It fell in front of Steve Kemp, and then he had a little trouble on the big hop. Garcia, holding just off the bag at second, raced on in to score, and it's 1-0 Toronto. The wind, I believe, is really causing a problem here. Kemp, it appeared, had headed laterally, figuring the ball would hold up with Terry out that far, but it did not. Again, it went dipping down at the last moment. Here's Gary Woods with Alt at first base, a run in and one down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. There's a tapper toward first. Thompson has it. He'll have to make the play at first as Alt took off with a pitch. Now there are two down. Woods does his job. He moves the man into scoring position at second base. That'll bring up Dave McKay, the switch-hitting third baseman, batting right-handed against Sykes. McKay began to switch. Hit toward the end of last season when he injured a little finger on his right hand. He still finds he hits more consistently right-handed, but with more power left-handed. He's just really learning to hit left-handed. There's a cut and a miss. Strike one. A couple of singles and an error, and the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Set by Sykes. Now he steps off the slab. Alt at second base with two down. McKay out of the batter's box. They had a little swirl of dust around the plate. Now he's back in. It's cloudy now here in Toronto. The pitch from Sykes. Swung on and missed. Strike two. strikes, looking in, getting the sign from May. The stretch by Bob. The pitch to the plate. There's a foul back up into the seat. Count remains 2 strikes. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
With spring in bloom, how does your garden grow? Well, get a head start on the planting season with special tips and green thumb information from the experts. All this week here on WJR Detroit.
Strike's just about ready to deliver again. Steps off the slab. Looking in. A 2-strike count on Dave McKay. 2 out, a man at second. There's a pop foul that'll reach the seats down the right field side. Pointing him off right now. Tomorrow, Ray Bear starts for the Tigers in the 4th and final game of this series. And the Tigers will see for the very first time a rookie left-hander by the name of Jerry Garvin. Strikes to the stretch. The 2-strike pitch. McKay takes inside and low for a ball. Tigers will take their charter out of Toronto tomorrow and head to Kansas City for 3 games over the weekend, including a couple of night games Friday and Saturday, then to Boston to complete the trip. There's a pop-up to the right side of the infield. Backing up is Thompson near the line now. Makes the catch right on the line, and they call it a foul ball, but that retires the side. Toronto, however, taking the lead. They score 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 Tiger error and 1 man left. After 4 innings of play, it's Toronto 1, the Tigers nothing.
See if you can score in the Labatt Baseball Trivia game. Here's the pitch. Who is the last pitcher to hurl no-hitters in both the American and National Leagues? Relax and think about it over a cool, refreshing Labatt's Blue. Did you score? Well, Jim Bunning made sure no one did. He hurled no-hitters for the Tigers in 1958 and for the National League Phillies in 1964. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's Blue. Called for Labatt. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
Labatt's Blue is available in selected markets throughout Michigan.
Warren Pierce enlivens your evening involvement with music and fun from 7 till 10. Be sure to join Warren tonight right here on America's great radio station.
Here come the Tigers in the 5th inning. Here come the Tigers in the 5th inning. It's Mark Wagner leading off. He takes a pitch low for ball 1. Dave Lemanchik given a 1-0 lead. Dave into the motion. He kicks and pitches. A looper down the right field side foul. Off the fence, down beyond the turf row. 1 ball, 1 strike on Wagner. Mark struck out swinging his first time up. Has just 1 hit in this season. Lemanchik has allowed 5 hits. And he has walked 2. There's a drive toward right center field. That's deep. Woods on his horse, heading back, still going back. He won't get it. It's up the alley, off the fence. And heading into second is Wagner. He takes the turn. The relay is fouled, and he'll be in safe at third. The relay throw got past the glove of Garcia, past Baylor, who was backing him up, and McKay, the third baseman, had to go up the line to get it. Wagner, I thought, was gambling a little bit, but he made it all right, Ernie.
Actually, Paul, Freddie Hatfield, the third base coach, had to put on the stop sign, and Wagner came on anyway, but got by with it. As you noted, the relay got by the relay man.
So it'll go strictly as a 3-base hit for Mark Wagner. Well, leading off the 5th inning, the Tigers trail 1-0. Here's Ron LaFleur. Lemanchik, they've got the appeal play, the toss over to first base, claiming that Wagner had not touched the bag, but first base umpire Dave Phillips said, nope, he was safe. He hit the bag. Well, Wagner with a long drive up the alley in right center field, legs out a triple. The pitch to LaFleur, swung on and missed. Strike 1 on Ron. Ron singled in the first, then grounded out to Alt at first base. Stretch by Dave. Here's the pitch to LaFleur. Ball one outside. 1-1 on Ron. Wagner at third. Nobody down. The pitch. Swung on. There's a drive to center field. Going back is Woods. He has the room on the warning track. Makes the catch. Tagging at third and coming home is Wagner. A long sacrifice fly to center by LaFleur. And the Tigers have tied the game at 1-1. Now, Wagner scores. One in for the Tigers. It's 1-1. Or one out. Nobody on. And the batter will be Tito Fuentes. Tito is 1 for 2. The first pitch is taken outside. Ball one. The pitch from Lemanchik. Moves him back. Ball two. Bob Miller, the pitching coach at Toronto, the ex-Tiger relief pitcher, felt that Lemanchik was pitching on a stiff back leg. There's one low for ball three. He's tried to have him flex that knee a little bit more, get a little more of his body into the pitch. Use that big body as his. Now the pitch to Fuentes, low for ball four. He missed on 4 straight, so that's the third walk given up by Lemanchik. However, it's the first since the first inning when he had some problems. Tito's at first base with one down, and Ben Oglivie will be the batter. Benji walked in the first inning, grounded out unassisted to first in the third. Alt holding on the bag. Tito gets a pretty good lead. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Benji took a rip. Jerry Johnson, who'd been up and warming in the first inning, is beginning to loosen up again in the Toronto bullpen. The set by Lemanchik. He pitches. Swung on and bounced foul right into the midst of first base coach Dick Tracewski. Fred Hatfield get his luggage yet? Maybe it'll catch up to him in Detroit after we go to Kansas City and Boston. Here's the pitch, outside and low. Fred's threatening to grab my hotel key. Found out I'm a 42 long, and so is he. Stretch by Lemanchik, a 1-2 count on Oglivie. The pitch, swung on, foul, back up into the seats. They sent Fuentes on the pitch. Matt Wagner led off this inning with a 3-bagger. Scored on the sacrifice fly by LaFleur to tie the game into 1-1. Then Fuentes walked. That's where we stand now. Sun poking through once again here. It's cooled off considerably this afternoon. The set by Lemanchik, the pitch. Swung on it, foul to the seats again. Fuentes edging away. Not quite out of the sliding box. The pitch is swung on it, fouled in the seats again, this time to the right field side. Well, Benji's at least alternating, giving all sections of the grandstand a chance for the ball. Speaking of that, the football grandstand in center field is being painted now. They're painting the seats black to give a better background to the hitters. The pitch from Lemanchik, swung on it. Look out, coming back this way again. Well, the oohs and ahs are for what's happening back in the seats, not out on the field. That one down below, I didn't see where it went, but still a ball and 2 strikes on Oglivie. Fuentes at first. 1 away. The pitch, high, ball 2. Fastball that time. Lemanchik ready. Looks over the shoulder at first. Comes to the plate. Ground ball to first. Alt has it. Goes to second for one. They get two. Back to first. And it gets past Alt. The throw relayed by Baylor was down the line toward the plate. Alt tried to hang onto the bag, stretch for it, couldn't come up with it cleanly, and safe at first is Ogleby. So it'll go strictly as a force out at second. Two down, Ogleby at first. And the batter will be Rusty Staub. Game tied 1-1 here in the top of the fifth inning. Staub has 2 for 2 against Lenantic, both singles on the ground to right field. The set by Lenantic. Now the pitch to Rusty. He takes one a little outside for ball one. They've had some good crowds here in Toronto, certainly, for their opening homestand against the White Sox and the Tigers. 2 previous games averaged out about 20,000, a total of over 40,000 drawn for 2 games. Crowd today looks pretty much like the one on hand yesterday. Perhaps a little less. Ogleby has a big lead at first. The pitch is swung on a looper towards center field. It may drop in. It does for a base hit. Ogleby checks at second, now heads back to the bag. Benji perhaps a little sensitive about that now after being rounding the bag too much and being picked off in the first inning and spoiling a big rally. With 2 out, Ogleby was rolling on the swing, but he decided not to go on to third. So Tigers have runners at first and second with 2 down, and Jason Thompson will be stepping in. Now, Staub is 3 for 3. Rusty had been off to a poor start at the plate this year. Came into the game with just 2 hits and 18 trips, leading the team in strikeouts, but he's making up for it today with 3 straight singles. Thompson has walked and popped the first. Outside and low, ball one on Jason. Jason with one of the 2 Tiger home runs so far this year, the other by Kemp yesterday. Well, I take pitches. There's a drive hit deep to right field. Going back is bowling. It may be. He looks up. It's gone. A 3-run homer for Jason Thompson, and the Tigers lead Toronto 4-3. Scoring ahead of him, Ogleby and Staub, and here comes Thompson to make it 4-3 Detroit. The home run by Thompson sends a free case of Superior potato chips to Camp Oakland. Remember, Superior potato chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior potato chips are a completely natural food. Well, the next time he comes up, maybe I'll say the same thing about how many home runs he's had. Usually that jinxes him, but not that time. 3-run homer by Jason Thompson. It's 4-1 Tigers. Here's Steve Kemp. Steve takes outside. The fastball just missing. Thompson with his 2nd home run of the year. Kemp checks, but it's in for a strike, and Steve wishes he had that pitch again. He started to go, then was indecisive. It's 1-1 on Kemp. Steve swings and pops a high fly ball to short right. Garcia backing up, waiting for it, makes the catch. And that's all for the Tigers in the 5th inning. However, a productive one for Detroit as they pick up 3 runs on 3 hits. There was also a walk, no errors, and nobody left on base. I beg your pardon, 4 runs. And the score now, after 4.5 innings of play, the Tigers 4, the Blue Jays 1.
And right now, all Detroit area Sears stores are having a fantastic store-wide sale. You'll find outstanding values on appliances, like a big 19.6 cubic foot all-frostless upright freezer for only $399.88. A 3-cycle Kenmore washer and dryer, both for only $429. A 17 cubic foot top freezer refrigerator with built-in automatic ice maker, only $499.88. A cool cooking microwave oven with defrost cycle, only $259.88. Sears Power Made Vacuum with 10-inch feeder brush and attachments, only $129.97. In the television department, you can save $80 on Sears Best 19-inch diagonal measure Sensor Touch Color TV. Now only $399. And if you've been wanting a CB for your car, well, now you can buy Sears 40-channel CB with antenna for only $95.88. Most sale prices end April 16th. So hurry to Sears now.
Here come the Blue Jays to bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. Steve Bowling, the right fielder, to lead it off against Bob Sykes, who now has a 3-run lead. 4-1 Tigers. Sykes ready, pitches to Bowling. There's a single to right field, a line shot on one hop to Ogilvy. So Bowling leads off, cutting at the first pitch and driving one into right for a base hit. That'll bring up the switch-hitting catcher, Alan Ashby. Ashby checking down at third as he walks up to the plate. Alan, it's that home run to spoil Roberts' bid for his shutout yesterday in the 8th inning. He walked his first time up against Sykes. Bob has allowed 3 hits now, and the 1 run. He struck out 5 and walked 2. There's a foul back to the seat. Man got it on the carom that time, just walking along toward the hot dog stand. Bowling at first, nobody down. Set by Sykes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul past third. Two strikes count on Alan Ashby. Sykes getting the sign now from Milt May. Into the motion. The pitch swung on and missed by Ashby. He struck him out. Ashby looking for something else, and he fed a fastball, just flew it by him. Oh, there's 1 down. That's the 6th strikeout for Sykes. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-1 Tigers. This is John Scott, young man who blossomed as a hitter last year, playing for Roy Hartsfield out at Hawaii. 0 for 2 today against Sykes. He cuts and fouls this one into the Toronto dugout. Well, the Tigers move on from here to Kansas City, then to Boston. They'll come home on a week from Friday to play Baltimore at Tiger Stadium, an afternoon game on a Friday. They'll have a Saturday afternoon game and a Sunday doubleheader against the Orioles. Way outside. Know whether that was a pitch out or not. May not seem to anticipate the pitch. A ball and a strike now on Scott. Bowling at first, 1 away. There's the pitch. It's low and inside, 2-1. Next homestand for the Tigers consists of those 4 games with Baltimore and then 2 day games with the White Sox on the following Tuesday and Wednesday. Set by Sykes. Here's the pitch. Fouled back into the seats behind the plate. A week from Saturday will be the first Tiger Day of the year. The Tigers take on the Orioles with a 2:15 start. An autograph day, the first of the year, will be coming up on Sunday prior to the doubleheader with the Birds. And we got Birds in the American League here at Toronto, too. The Blue Jays inside for a ball. It's 2 balls, 3 balls, 2 strikes now on John Scott. As Ernie pointed out yesterday, they're pretty much calling them the Jays up here now, not so much just not the Blue Jays. There's a swing and a foul behind the plate back up into the stands. Oh, look out, fellas. A battle for the ball's going on now. Full count on John Scott. Bowling at first, 1 away. Strikes off the rubber, looks at the rosin bag and doesn't pick it up. He's ready to work. He's set. And pitches. It's ball 4, a walk. And the Blue Jays have 2 on now with 1 down. Third walk given up by Sykes. Bowling moves up to second. And the batter will be Bob Baylor. Baylor, a little guy playing shortstop, the first choice of the Toronto club in the expansion draft. Now the Baltimore organization. The pitch from Sykes. A little inside for a ball. Baylor has excellent bat control. Good man to have up in a spot like this with 2 on, 1 down. The pitch to Baylor. Way outside. Snap throw to first, and it's behind. Thompson was up the line a little bit. Almost hit the runner, Scott. Got some activity in the Tiger bullpen now. Jim Crawford is beginning to loosen up, and Fernando Arroyo. 2 on, 1 down. Bottom of the 5th inning, Tigers lead it 4-1. Baylor's pops a foul out of play down the line, down the right field side, back deep in the seat. 2 balls, 1 strike on Baylor. A couple of seasons ago at Rochester, he batted 501 times, Baylor did, and struck out only 28 times. Here's the pitch. There's a drive to deep left field. Kemp goes over, reaches, he can't get it, takes it on a hop. Here comes a run to score. Heading for third is Scott. Into second goes Baylor with a double. It's 4-2 now, and the Jays have runners at second and third with 1 down. Tying run down at second. Bowling scoring on the double into the left field corner by Bob Baylor. Conference at the mound. May out to talk to strikes. Here comes Ralph House. They get a change right here. I think we will. This is going to be Ralph. I'll have to have a conversation with May and with Sykes. Let's see. He has the right-hander Arroyo and the left-hander Crawford. 2 up is Pedro Garcia, right-hand batter. Otto Velez, the DH, the next man on the batting order. Velez, another right-hand batter. So far, Hartsfield has been doing quite a bit of platooning. He's not averse to making a switch in the batting order. We're going to get a change right now. Fernando Arroyo has been very effective in 2 stints in relief so far for Detroit, is trotting in from the bullpen. But Bob Sykes, in his Major League starting debut, pitches well, but gets roughed up here in the 5th inning after the Tigers have gotten a 3-run lead. And trots off the field, and the fine Toronto fans give him a round of applause. So Sykes will lead the ball game with runners at second and third. And Pedro Garcia due to be the next batter with 1 down, a run in. The Tigers lead cut to 2 runs, 4-2. Arroyo begins to tune up. Ernie?
Now Sykes will go out with this record. He went 4 and 1/3 innings. If the Tigers win, he cannot be the winning pitcher. He has not gone the regulation 5 required of the starter. He's given up a total of 2 runs on 4 hits. He walked 3 and had 6 strikeouts while he was in there. So it's up to Nando Arroyo now to take over and see what he can do to stop the Jays here at this spot. The game of baseball is won by the team usually that makes the fewest mistakes. And the Tigers have made quite a few mistakes in this game. They made a bunch of them in the opening inning. They got 3 singles and 2 walks, but couldn't score because of 2 base running boo-boos. And then in the 4th inning, when the Blue Jays scored their only run, there was a couple of poor plays in the outfield, one by LaFleur and one by Kemp, that led to the scoring of that run. And the Tigers have suffered from their mistakes. So let's see if Arroyo now can pull off the trick here to try to hold the Blue Jays away from scoring anymore. 4-2, the Tigers lead. Let's go back to Paul Carey.
All right, Ernie. Arroyo looking in at Mills Bay. The Jays have Baylor at second, Scott at third, 1 down. The pitch to Garcia, foul to the screen. Strike 1. Arroyo has pitched 3 1/3 innings in each of 2 relief stints. Gave up 1 run one time and no runs the other occasion. ERA of 1.35. On the inside corner, called strike on Garcia. Garcia, a noted pull hitter. So it's 2 quick strikes on Garcia. He has struck out and singled in this game. Set by Arroyo. The pitch to Garcia. Foul to the screen. Well, Arroyo has come on and thrown nothing but strikes so far. Fernando ready, goes to the stretch, looks to third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball toward third. Rodriguez has it near the bag. He'll go to first. The throw is high, but he gets his man at first, and a run scores. Holding at second is Baylor. Scott coming down the line with great speed, and Rodriguez wisely went to first to get the sure out for the second out of the inning. Another run in, however, and it places the Tiger lead to 1 run, 4-3. Scott scoring, and Garcia gets an RBI. The batter will be Otto Velez, a designated batter for Toronto today. Baylor at second, 2 down. Arroyo taking extra time. The pitch from Fernando. Inside for a ball. Arroyo. Looking in at Mills Bay. The Jays have Baylor at second, Scott at third, 1 down. The pitch to Garcia, foul to the screen. Strike 1. Arroyo has pitched 3 1/3 innings in each of 2 relief stints. Gave up 1 run one time and no runs the other occasion. ERA of 1.35. On the inside corner, a called strike on Garcia. Garcia, a noted pull hitter. So it's 2 quick strikes on Garcia. He has struck out and singled in this game. Was set by Arroyo. The pitch to Garcia. Foul to the screen. Arroyo has come on and thrown nothing but strikes so far. Fernando ready, goes to the stretch, looks to third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball toward third. Rodriguez has it near the bag. He'll go to first. The throw is high, but he gets his man at first, and a run scores. Holding at second is Baylor. Scott coming down the line with great speed, and Rodriguez wisely went to first to get the sure out for the second out of the inning. Another run in, however, and it places the Tiger lead to 1 run, 4-3. Scott scoring, and Garcia gets an RBI. Pitch from Fernando. Inside for a ball. Against strike. Vela has struck out twice, both times swinging. Here's the set by Arroyo. He looks back at second. Holds, now throws to second as Fuentes comes in behind Baylor, but he gets back easily. A ball. Ball and no strikes on Velez. A single, a walk, a double, and a bounce out. 2 runs in for Toronto here in this 5th inning. It's 4-3. Pitch inside for ball 2. A pitch from Arroyo. A half swing, he went too far. It's a strike. The run on the bounce out by Garcia is charged to the outgoing pitcher, Bob Sykes. He's still responsible for Baylor at second base. Arroyo ready. The 2-1 pitch. Pop foul out of play to the right side. Way up high on the grandstand. Now Baylor getting away from the bag at second. Fuentes is playing fairly near the bag as the Tiger infield is swung to the left on Velez. The pitch to Otto. Just a bit inside. It's a 3-2 count on Velez. On deck is Doug Holt, who's been the top power hitter this year so far for Toronto. And their top run producer. Arroyo ready, the 3-2 pitch. Tap back to the mound. Arroyo gloves it with a good stab. The throw to first. He got him, and Arroyo does the job coming in to get the last 2 outs. Well, the Blue Jays draw within a run. They pick up 2 runs on the 2 hits. There was a walk, no Tiger errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 5 innings, it's now the Tigers 4, Toronto 3.
From the driller in Alaska to the roustabout in Texas. From the driver in Atlanta to the welder in Wyoming.
Getting oil out of the ground is one thing. Turning it into something people can use is another. We got people together we thought could do it better, and we called the company Marathon.
From the engineer in Denver to the trucker in Ohio. From the salesman in Chicago. Foreman in Nebraska. We got together to do it better.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
This game is being brought to you by Labatt, brewed in Canada since 1828. By your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers. See all their 77 models. By Marathon Oil Company, people who got together to do it better. By the Champion Spark Plug Company. The fresher your plugs, the better your mileage. By City National Bank, where you get the best bank savings deal in town. By Sears, where America shops. And by the Detroit News, who extend their best wishes for a winning season. Go Tigers. Now, back to Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey for more baseball action.
6th inning, leading by 1 run, 4-3. Milt May leads it off. The pitch taken high and wide for ball 1. Dave Lemantic has gone all the way for Toronto. Tigers have collected a total of 8 hits off Dave. A pitch to May. Swung on a ground ball. Oh! Goes to his right, grabs it, underhands to Lemantic, covering it first. The play on both ends of that one. 1 up and 1 away. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Mark Avery gets your great weekend underway with Saturday Morning Confusion at 7 a.m. every Saturday. It's America's favorite music, special weekend reports, information updates, and much more. Join Mark this Saturday here on WJR Detroit.
There's Ovidio Rodriguez. He cuts and fouls one on the ground past the Tiger dugout. 1 out, nobody on in the Tigers' 6th inning. Ovidio's flied out twice, once to right, once to center. Lemantic ready, kicks and fires. It's low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rodriguez. Dave ready again, fires, ground ball to the left side. McKay gloves it near the bag at third. The throw across in time to get Rodriguez. 2 quick outs here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Mark Wagner, who got the Tigers' big 4-run 5th inning rolling with his leadoff triple up the gap in right center field. It's only Mark's 2nd hit of the season. Now the pitch from Lemantic. Swung on. There's a fly ball to center. It should be caught. Gary Woods backs up, makes the catch, and 3 very quick outs. From the top of the 6th inning, the Tigers get on 1, 2, 3. Now the Blue Jays come to bat in their half of the 6th. It's Detroit 4, Toronto 3.
Truly a beautiful and comfortable automobile. So beautiful and comfortable, in fact, some people still think it's expensive. But it's not.
Compare Volare to Granada, for instance. Did you know that the Volare Premier sedan is priced at least $430 less than a Granada Ghia sedan? Based on a comparison of manufacturers' suggested retail prices for comparably equipped models with automatic transmissions. Yet Plymouth Volare gives you more room for so much less money. At least $430 less than Granada. Buy or lease a new Plymouth Volare.
Come right, Volare today. Life small, the comfortable way. Volare.
See the 77 Volare at your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers today.
A lot of Detroiters on hand here in Toronto. A lot of youngsters enjoying Easter vacations in this friendly Canadian city. And among those on hand, the senior class of Gabriel Richard High School in Riverview, Michigan. Jay Sarnacki and Doug Oxmanic on hand at Three Tigers at their hotel headquarters. It's the bottom of the sixth inning. Doug Alt will lead it off. Alt is 1 for 2. He singled in a run in the fourth inning, the first Toronto run. AULT comes out of the Texas organization. Fernando Arroyo delivers low for ball one. Arroyo coming on in the fifth inning with the starter Bob Sykes. Sykes charged with a 3 runs. He allowed 4 hits while he was in there. 4-3. Tigers lead. Arroyo pitches. Ball 2 inside. Very windy out on the diamond. You can see the wind billowing the shirt, plastering it to the back of Alt as he steps up to the plate. And Arroyo, his hair is blowing a little bit out on the mound. The pitch to Alt, he takes low for ball 3. On the leadoff man, Alt. Now Fernando rocks and delivers. Strike called. Alt throws the bat away, heads up the line. He's going to have to come back. And, of course, it evoked an expected response from the crowd. Guess whose side they're on? Alt having some conversation with plate umpire Don Denkinger. As you know, umpires don't like to be shown up this way. It's a 3-1 count now on Alt. The pitch from Arroyo. Strike 2 called. Alt was about to throw the bat away again. He took a couple of steps toward first. You may not get your calls the next time up, Doug. He's taking his time before getting back in the box. It's a full count now on Alt. He still doesn't want to get back in there. Now Arroyo ready. Delivers a tapper foul over toward the Toronto dugout. Talking with Alt before the ball game. He's really happy to have the chance to play Major League ball here at Toronto. He felt that he was not being moved along rapidly enough, not getting a look by the Texas Rangers. They had him up briefly at the end of last year. It was like Hargrove ahead of him. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball hit to right field. It's fairly deep. Ogledy over in the corner. The wind may take it. It is gone. A home run. That ball kept slicing to the opposite field, and it really carried. Just got over the fence in the corner, about 335 feet away from the plate. Alt ties the game with his 3rd homer of the year. Well, the young man who is providing the power for the Blue Jays this year has deadlocked the game at 4 runs apiece. Alt now with 8 RBIs in this young season. The batter, Gary Woods. The pitch swung on and bounced foul to the left side. Well, the Tigers had a 3-run lead after Jason Thompson's 3-run homer in the 5th inning. But it has dissipated. It's now 4-4. Ready. Delivers. There's a hard smash on the ground to Wagner. He bobbles it and can't pick it up. Safe at first is Wood. Wagner went over, got in front of the ball, but didn't field it cleanly, and it fell off his glove behind him, and he couldn't turn around quick enough to pick it up to make a play. It'll go as an error on Wagner, the second Tiger error of the ball game.
Number 39, the third baseman, James McKay.
Woods at first with nobody out, and here's Dave McKay switching to the left side now. For the right-hander Arroyo pitching for Detroit. Set by Fernando. The pitch to the plate. It's a pitch out, and he's not going at first. Wood bluffing, but heads back to the bag. Infield and double play depth. That is at short and second. Well, but at the corners, they're looking for something on the ground right now. Something laid down on the way of a sacrifice. McKay taking time getting his signs from third base coach Jackie Moore. The runner goes. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw to second. He slides the ball and gets past the mid of Wagner. Heading for third is Woods. Racing for the ball is Ogilvy. He's being sent home. Here's the throw to the plate. He scores. To Wagner, attempting to cut down Woods, who was attempting to steal, was a little high. It got through the glove of Wagner, squirted behind him, and on the artificial turf, it took quite a bounce. Woods picked himself up, headed for third. Jackie Moore, the coach, waved him on in. Ogilvy came way in from right field to make the play. His throw offline, and they got a run home to make the score 5-4. There's a foul ball behind first by Dave McKay. It's a 5-4 lead now for Toronto. We'll have to find out the scoring on the play. It's got no contact with the press box. They've given an error apparently to Wagner, the shortstop, for failing to glove the ball on the throw from May on the attempted steal. The ground ball to the right side. Fuentes up with it. Underhands over to Thompson for the putout. One down. McKay retired. We're getting hand signals now, and Ernie's gone down to check it out officially with the official score here. It will be a stolen base for Wood, and then he scores on the error, and apparently the error is going to be on Wagner, but we'll check on that for sure. Be the second error of the inning charged to Wagner, if it's true, and the third of the ball game charged to Detroit. One down, bases empty. The Blue Jays have scored twice. The pitch is high. Ball one on Steve Bowling. Now Arroyo shakes off a sign. He's got one he likes now. The pitch. A little low. 2-0. The count on Bowling. Bowling has walked and singled to right. The Jays have scored a run in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 2 here in the sixth. One out, base is empty now. There's a hard smash, one hop under the glove of Wagner, squirting into left field. Safe at first is Bowling. He takes the turn. Kemp backing up the play, flips it back into second. Now we'll wait for a call on this play and see whether it's a base hit or another error. They placed another error, the third error of the inning, charged to shortstop Mark Wagner. Bowling safe at first. Now, Ernie has checked on that other play, and it was indeed a steal for Woods, and then a two-base error charged to Wagner, allowing Woods to score as Wagner allowed the ball to get through his glove. Here's the pitch, swung on and bounced foul to the right side. It's been mistakes, as Ernie pointed out earlier, that have hurt the Tigers in this ball game. They have blown a 3-run lead, and the Blue Jays have a 5-4 lead now here in the bottom of the sixth inning with a runner at first and one out. Alan Ashby, switch hitting, batting from the left side against Arroyo. And little flip over to first base, driving Bowling back to the bag. Cloudy skies now. We've got some big dark clouds rolling in. They expected thunderstorms late in the day here in Toronto. Outside for a ball. Now Bowling gets his lead at first base. Was set by Fernando. He holds. And holds too long. Time is called. He steps off the slab. Out to the batter's box goes Ashby. Now ready to go again to the set. The pitch is swung on a bouncer foul down the right field line. Crawford again loosening up on the Tiger bullpen. Now a new supply of baseballs has to be brought out. Alt led off this sixth inning with a home run that tied the ball game. Then Woods was safe on the error by Wagner. Stole second. When the ball got through Wagner for another error, Woods came all the way in to score the tie-breaking run. Now Bowling safe at first on another error by Wagner. Outside and high for a ball. It's a 2-2 count on Ashby. Arroyo came on in the fifth inning to get the last two outs of that frame for the starter Sykes. The runner goes, bouncer into left field, a base hit on the hit and run. Headed for third is Bowling. Kemp up with the ball, will throw to third, not in time. Staying at first is Ashby. Well, that worked perfectly. Ashby punched that one through the hole vacated by Wagner as he headed to cover the bag at second. And the Blue Jays have runners at first and third with one away. The batter will be John Scott. At least it's scheduled to be, but I think we're going to get a change here. We're going to see Al Woods come into bat. He'll be batting for John Scott. Al Woods starts in, and here comes Ralph Houk. They may make another change there. Houk has crossed the line. We're going to get a pitching change. Jim Crawford, a slender left-hander, is trotting in from the bullpen to take over for Fernando Arroyo. Arroyo roughed up here, but not given very much defensive support either in the sixth inning. Going to have to leave the ball game. Fernando had been very effective his first two outings in relief this year and managed to come in and look good in the fifth inning to get the Tigers out of difficulty there, but a home run and then a succession of errors have hurt Arroyo and the Tigers here in the sixth inning. Arroyo leaves, having worked one full inning. He's leaving with runners at first and third and one out in the sixth inning, and the Tigers trailing 5-4. Sky is very dark here in Toronto right now as some big dark clouds are moving in, obscuring the sun. And Jim Crawford, the left-hander, is going to take over.
Paul, we got a final here. Pittsburgh defeated Montreal. Keeson, the winner in that one, and Rogers, the loser. All three Pittsburgh runs were unearned. Montreal made 5 errors in that game. And the final 3-run 7 hits and no errors for the Pirates. The Expos had no runs, 2 hits, and they made 5 errors. In the top of the fourth inning, Chicago is leading Boston on a home run by Essien by a score of 1-0. And the Cardinals and the Mets are scoreless at the end of one inning. Those are all the other reports we have from the other games. The Tigers playing very loosely here in Toronto, trailing in this one. The Jays have 5 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. The Tigers have 4 runs, 8 hits, and they've made 4 errors. So we're about ready to resume the action. Let's go back to Paul Carey.
Al Woods coming in to pinch hit for John Scott, a left-hand batter. That's a little bit of a strange move, but he's made the move earlier with Arroyo in there, and he's going to stick with it, despite the fact the Tigers have gone to the bullpen and called upon the left-hander Jim Crawford to come on for Arroyo. Runners at first and third, 1 out, 2 runs in. Tigers have committed 3 errors, all by shortstop Wagner here in the sixth inning. Here's the pitch. It is just outside, and low, ball 1. Arroyo allowed 2 runs and 2 hits. Didn't walk anybody and didn't strike out anybody. Strike called on Woods. But while Arroyo was in there, 3 errors were committed behind him. A 1-1 count on Woods. The set by Jim. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Ball 2, strike 1 on Al Woods. Woods hitting .308. 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Crawford ready, the 2-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. Woods is a fine prospect out of the Minnesota organization, picked up in the expansion draft. Now the set, the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3, full count. On deck is Bob Baylor. Bowling at third. Ashby at first. 1 away with 2 runs in. Throw to first. Ashby goes back to the bat safely. Now Grilly is down on the Tiger bullpen, beginning to loosen. Crawford looks at first. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. Now Crawford walks the first man he faces on a full count pitch. Bases are loaded for Bob Baylor, who doubled in a run in the 5th inning. Three hits and 8 trips this season for the small shortstop of the Blue Jays. Crawford ready to work. Bases loaded. Infield up tight. A tie for ball 1. Woods at first. Ashby at second. Bowling at third. Crawford pitches. Strike called. He clipped the inside corner. Baylor buckled out of the way, but it caught the corner. Crawford into the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. There's a hard grounder to Fuentes. He comes home. The ball gets through May for a run. May chases it down, and no further advance. Bases still loaded, but a run scores. Oh, my. I don't believe this inning. Fuentes had him dead to right. Good throw to May, it appeared to be, and May just simply dropped the ball. It squirted off his glove, rolled behind the plate, and in the score comes Bowling. And we'll try to get some indication as to... Oh, they've given an error on the throw by Fuentes. So it'll be tabbed on the infielder.
The throw did hit the dirt ball, but it was a good throw. It came up on one hop, and I think May really should have handled the ball. But the error goes to the second baseman, Fuentes.
Bases remain loaded. There's a swing and a miss by Pedro Garcia. Still 1 out. 3 runs in. It's 6-4. Baylor at first. Woods at second. Ashby at third. Garcia 1 for 3. Driven in a run. Swing and a miss. 2 quick strikes on Pedro Garcia. The Tigers have committed 4 errors in this 6th inning. Jays have had only 2 hits. Crawford taking a little time. Now pitches. A tapper to the left of the plate. Crawford charges. Underhand for the 4th at home, and that's all they'll get. Bases remain loaded. There are 2 down now. That was just a little nubber hit off the handle by Garcia. It squirted out to the third base side of the mound. Crawford got off the mound in a hurry and made the play at the plate. And the bases remain loaded with 2 out, and here's the 9th man to bat in the inning, Otto Velez. The Torontons lead. The pitch from Crawford. Velez takes low and inside. Good stop by May. Set. The pitch from Jim. Foul to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike on Velez. Otto has struck out twice and bounced out of the pitcher. Now the stretch by Crawford. The 1-1 pitch. A slow one outside. 2-1. The 2-1. Oh, just about to be delivered, and time is called. Velez gets out of the batter's box. Very dark skies here in Toronto now. Kind of a gloomy right now for the Tigers, too. Grilly continuing to loosen in the bullpen. Woods at third, Baylor at second, Garcia at first. The pitch. Ball outside and high. A 3-1 count on Velez. On deck is Alt. The bases are loaded. No place to put this fella. Now Crawford pitches. Ball 4. He walks in a run. And Crawford's mad about the call. It's 7-4, Toronto. Wood scores. Everybody else moves up.
Number 25, the first baseman.
And here's the man who started this inning with a home run, Doug Alt. 4 runs in the inning. 7-4, Toronto. 2 out, bases loaded. Alt has driven in 2 runs. He singled in a run in the 4th inning. Has driven in 8 this season for Toronto. The pitch from Crawford. Fouled into the seats behind the plate. In on only 2 hits by Toronto in this 6th inning, but 4 Tiger errors and a couple of bases on balls. The pitch to Alt. He cuts and misses, strike 2. Crawford changed up on him that time. Crawford taking extra time, looking in. He's ahead of the batter. The 2-strike pitch. It's a ball, over but low. Baylor at third, Garcia at second. Velez at first. Crawford into the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on the miss. He struck him out, and that retires the side. Finally. What a very damaging inning as the Blue Jays come up with 4 runs on 2 hits. There were 4 Tiger errors, 3 men left on base after 6 innings of play. It's now Toronto 7, the Tigers 4.
City National Bank's hidden wandering microphone here at a competitive bank in town that would like you to believe it pays higher interest on regular savings than City National.
Sir, have you been helped?
Thank you. I was wondering how your 5% regular daily interest savings account compares with City National's 5% daily interest plus continuous compounding.
Well, where the big difference is in our tellers. You should get to know them.
Your bank just gives daily interest, right?
And we're open till 6 o'clock on Friday.
But City National gives you daily interest, then continuously compounds that daily interest for an effective annual yield of 5.20%.
And we have convenient drive-in windows.
Which is higher than your 5%, isn't it?
And we make sure every customer gets a free calendar. Here, let me get you one. I'll just see you in a minute.
Well, folks, if you're more interested in getting the highest bank interest possible than in getting free calendars, save at City National, where you get the best bank savings deal in town.
City National Bank. Also available at National Bank of Rochester, First National Bank of Plymouth, and First Citizens Bank in Troy. Members FDIC.
Jay Roberts whittles away those wee hour wearies with conversation and conviviality on Night Flight, evenings at 11:30 here on Radio 76.
Oh, what an inning the Tigers Tigers just had. In the bottom of the sixth inning, the 4 errors leading to 4 Toronto runs, allowing the Blue Jays to move in front in this ball game 7-4. Dave Lemanchik, all the way so far for Toronto, now has a lead to work with as he gets set to face the Tigers. Ralph Hauke in between innings here, out with some long-distance conversation with plate umpire Don Denkinger, I believe, about the call on that bases-loaded walk issued by Jim Crawford that forced in a run. Getting a little extra time right now between innings. I think they're waiting for the lights to be turned on. It has become quite dark, as I mentioned in the sixth inning. Yeah, they're starting to get the vapor lit up here. It's called, the Weather Bureau had yesterday, for thunderstorms in the afternoon and scattered showers. Then changed the forecast, felt that they would not move in until late in the day. But the clouds are moving in now. And it looks very threatening at the moment here at Exhibition Stadium. Lemanchik still loosening up out on the mound. In case you're about to tune in, that horrendous inning started off with Alt hitting a home run. At that point, it tied the ball game. And then Gary Woods was safe on an error, stole second, and continued on into score when the ball got through Wagner. They throw by May. After McKay bounced out, Bowling was safe on an error by Wagner. And Ashby singled him to third. Woods pinch hit and walked to load the bases. Fielder's choice on an error throw at the plate by Fuentes allowed another run to score, and then a walk forced in, still another run. A total of 4 runs on just 2 hits. It's 7-4. We're ready to go in the 7th, and here's Ernie.
And Ron LaFleur will be the batter, Paul, and it's a fastball low. They're turning the lights on. They've got some of them on, and some of them have not yet been lit. LaFleur with a single bounce out on the sacrifice, the only sacrifice of the year for the Tigers. Here's the strike call. Lemanchik got his fastball in. 1-1 the count on Ron. The Tigers down by 3 runs, 7-4, 7th inning in Toronto. Lemanchik kicks and delivers. It's a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strike count on leadoff man LaFleur. Lemanchik picks up his sign from Alan Ashby, works again. Here it comes. He swings. There's a little looper hit to right field. Bowling coming in and makes the catch for the out. Oh, the last 5 Tigers have gone down in order since the 3-run homer by Thompson put them out in front.
Number 44.
Now the Jays lead 7-4. Here's Fuentes with a single bounce to second on the base on balls. 1 for 2 for Tito. Swing does a line drive, base hit, right center field. He'll make a turn and halt as he makes that wide turn at first base. The second hit by Fuentes. Ben Ogilvie trying to keep it going now. Ben has walked, bounced to first base, hit into a 4th out, first to short. Willis and Hartenstein are throwing in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Cut and a miss. He swung too early. Lemanchik took a little bit off that breaking ball. 1 on and 1 out. It is 7-4. The Blue Jays lead Detroit. Tigers trying to battle their way back here in the 7th inning in Toronto. Big lead for Fuentes, the first baseman, Alt off the bag. There's a fly ball hit to deep right by Ogilvie, and it may be. It is out of here. A home run by Ben over the 375-foot marker, and the Tigers pull within 1. Now it is 7-6. That is the first home run of the year by Ben Ogilvie. Here comes Tito Fuentes to score, and Banana Ben right behind him. And that homer sends a free case of Superior potato chips to Camp Spada. Remember, Superior potato chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior potato chips are a completely natural food. Manager Hartsfield has gone to the mound and made a quick sign for the bullpen. He's bringing in the left-hander, and that will be Mike Willis. The only left-hander that the Jays have in their bullpen. The other left-hander is Garvin, and he's the starting pitcher tomorrow. So the Magic, with a one-run lead, cuts to the dugout and gets a hand here from the Toronto Blue Jay fans.
Well, Dave had a long wait during that long last of the sixth inning, and he might have just simply lost it a little bit. He had a good, solid sixth inning after a tough fifth inning when he gave up 4 runs, including a 3-run homer by Jason Thompson. When he set him down in order in the sixth and then had to sit on the bench for a long time, and then we had the delay while the lights were being put on here at the ballpark, and he just simply lost it a little bit as Ogilvy followed the single by Fuentes, and Howard went over the 375-foot marker in right center field to bring the Tigers back to within 1 run at 7-6. Now, Willis takes over. Willis, a 26-year-old, picked up in the expansion draft from the Baltimore organization. He was with the Orioles' top farm club at Rochester for 3 straight years, in 74, 5, and 6. Did a lot of starting at Rochester. Last year, won 12 and lost 6, in fact, and in 3 seasons had 35 wins at Rochester. But they didn't make room for him on the parent club, and he was lost in the expansion draft. So he relieves Lemanchik. 1 out, nobody on. Ernie?
And Rusty Staub will face this young man from Nashville, Tennessee, Willis. Rusty has 3 for 3 this afternoon. Takes a fastball, high and tight, ball 1 unstopped. Singled in the first, singled in the fourth, and singled in the 5th inning. Willis rocks and delivers. It is a ball low. 2-0 the count. This is the first major league appearance for Mr. Willis. Delivers a pitch that's over, but it's high, and the count is 3-0. Some of the lights are on, some of them are off. Here's a strike called. He just laid that one in there. 3-1 the count on Rusty. 1 out, nobody on. The Tigers trail by a run, 7-6 from the 7th. Bounding ball to first base. Alt has a nice big hop. Makes the play unassisted, and Staub is out. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Gene Elsie's Music for Moderns is a Saturday night tradition in the Midwest. Great contemporary jazz stylings and expert commentary by a man who really knows the music. Join Gene this Saturday night at 6:30 here on WJR Detroit.
Jason Thompson at the plate. And Willis delivers in close on him, ball 1. Jason walked in the first inning. Popped to first base in the 4th and hit a home run, a 3-run homer in the 5th. His 2nd home run of the year. Strike call. Fastball over. Hartenstein is in the bullpen. He's not throwing right now, the little right-hander. 7-6, Toronto leading. It's been a wild one here. Tigers batting 2 down in the 7th inning. Big slow curve over. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jason. Garcia deep at second, back into the right field area. Mike Willis checks his sign into the windup, delivers. There's a wide curve, and he checks his swing in time. 2-2. Willis looking in again for that sign. 2-2 count on Jason. Swing, there's a fly ball hit the right. Coming in is Balding. He's there, has it. And the side retired. The Tigers get 2 on the home run blast by Ogilvy. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. We've moved to the last half of the 7th. It is Toronto 7, Detroit 6.
Good afternoon. I'm Jim Martin with the latest WJR News. There's speculation that Ford Motor Company Chairman Henry Ford II may use a board of directors meeting tomorrow to reveal the name of his eventual successor. The White House says President Carter is considering an address to the nation Monday night to explain his energy conservation program. He will unveil the energy plan before a joint session of Congress next Wednesday. Top Spanish Army commanders have announced acceptance of the government's legalization of the Communist Party. and almost half of Florida's 40 state senators are planning to debate ratification of the proposed federal Equal Rights Amendment, although tallies of anticipated votes indicate the proposal in Florida will lose. The Coast Guard says it has boarded 109 ships since beginning enforcement 5 weeks ago of the 200-mile U.S. fishing limit. Sunny, windy, and warm in Detroit, and the temperature 85 degrees. I'm Jim Martin, WJR News.
Toronto batting in the seventh. They're ahead 7-6. Jim Crawford ready to pitch to Gary Wood. I think it's beginning to rain now. I see the folks headed for shelter down in the seats here below us. They're all unprotected except just way out in the left field pavilion. There is a roof over that one. There's a foul back to the screen. 1-1, the count on Gary Wood, the center fielder. Tigers had used Sykes, Arroyo, and Crawford on the mound. The left-hander Crawford delivers, bounding foul it over toward third base coach Jackie Moore. 1-2 is the count now on Mr. Woods. He'll be followed by Dave McKay and then Steve Boulding. Here it comes, and the pitch is nullified. Time was called before Crawford released that pitch. Something had been thrown on the field, and now Kemp is talking to the second base umpire McCoy. And McCoy pointing out to the left field seats. Maybe that's where that object came from. Denkinger is coming over to one of the Blue Jay officials, and there may be an announcement made on the PA about throwing something on the field. We're about ready to resume the action. Gary Woods steps back in. Crawford winds, delivers. Here's a foul back over the screen behind the plate. Seen quite a few umbrellas sprout around here now. Now the pitch is outside. Crawford's curve didn't bend on for him, and the count is 2-2. Woods waiting. Here it comes. He takes the strike. Struck him out. Fastball got the outside corner. Oh, Woods is called out on strikes. The second strikeout for Crawford. And here's McKay, who goes back to the right-hand hitting side of the plate again. Bounced to third, to foul to first base, and bounced to second. Swing and a bounding ball on the right side and go through for a base hit. He punched the grounder between Fuentes and Thompson for a single. That is the seventh hit for the Jays.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans are asked not to throw anything onto the field.
There's the announcement about throwing objects on the field. Here's Steve Boulding, the right fielder at the plate, right-hand batter waiting. And he hits a fly ball into right center. Maybe trouble going back as Oakley. Don't feel have room. He makes the catch in front of the warning track and rifles the ball back into Fuentes. Boulding is out on the fly to right. The batter will be Ashby. Hitting number 9, Alan Ashby. Big breeze coming in now, blowing that rain in with it off the lake. And looking over toward the skyline, you can see even more rain. There's a throw to first by Crawford. The runner McKay got back with ease. We may get a big shower here in a moment. There's a swing and a miss by Ashby. Crawford deals to first again. Wind kicking up dust. There's a big breeze now. And the rain is on the way. I mean, a big rain. Time call for a moment. Some dust kicking around. I don't think they're going to be able to continue too much longer at this stage. Here's a ball low to Ashby. Seven to 6, the Blue Jays in the lead. They've got 2 down in the 7th. The pitch, he swings and hits a fly ball to right field. Now, anything can happen to this one. It's blowing foul, and it is dropping safely in foul territory. That ball started out over toward the Fuentes' position and blew foul, and he couldn't get it. Now, Ashby going back to the batter's box. Paper blowing all over the place now. It's just going to be a high adventure if that ball gets up in the breeze. No telling what's going to happen to it. The wind is blowing in from the outfield toward the plate. Crawford ready, delivers. It's outside. Here's the throw to second. The runner goes, and he is out at second base. Fuentes puts the tag on McKay, and the side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 7, it is the Blue Jays 7, the Tigers 6.
You have heard me speak of Cordoba.
Comparison based on manufacturer's suggested prices of comparably equipped vehicles.
Cordoba, truly an uncommon value among fine automobiles.
See the 77 Cordoba S at your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers today. J.P. McCarthy spotlights the stars past, present, and future on Focus. Weekday afternoons at 12:15 here on Radio 76.
Still raining in Toronto, and Steve Kemp comes up now. 7 to 6, the Blue Jays lead the Tigers. Willis delivers the curve, swung on and missed by the young outfielder. Now Steve bunts the ball and misses. Oh, the count will be strike 2 on him. Carey trying to get us out of the rain here, plus his valuable equipment. 7 to 6, the Blue Jays lead it. Here's the motion and the pitch on the way. Swing as they drive to right. Going back is Bowling. He's got it on the run. A good running catch by Bowling. That ball hit hard to right center, but not high, and hit so hard that the wind didn't affect it. Oh, Kemp is out on the line to right center, and the batter will be catcher Milt May. May has bounced to second, single, and grounded out to first base. There's a curve across from Mike Willis. Strike 1 called on Milt May. Left-hander ready, delivers. Fastball is in too close. Willis came on in relief of Lemancic in the 7th inning, got 2 men out, so he set down 3 in a row so far in his Major League debut. Well, the curve is in close. And that rain getting harder now. Here's the pitch. He looks at a strike. Swirling wind coming off the lake. Motion by Willis. He delivers in the dirt. Full count on catcher Milt May. Most of the fans have headed for shelter. Few with umbrellas are sticking around in the heavy rain. Here's the windup and the pitch. He swings and there's a base hit to right field. May is on with a single. Ben King has taken off his mask. He's going to call time now and bring out the ground crew. Oh, we're going to have a delay. Here in the 8th inning with 1 on and 1 out. That's the tying run on base for the Tigers. May will be at first base. And the batter will be Aurelio Rodriguez. And we'll probably have a delay, I would say, here of at least 30 minutes and maybe longer. And there's also a question as to whether this game can be resumed. Of course, they've got the AstroTurf, which means that the field remains in a lot better shape than it would be under the conditions of natural turf. The ground crew is bringing out the tarp that cover the bases. They just have little boxes around the bases to slide to. And the only other dirt that has to be covered is the home plate and the pitcher's mound. So it's not too much problem to cover the field here, and the field should remain in good condition. The only question now is how long the rain is going to last. And we'll just stand by here and wait and see. And right now we'll tell our stations around the network that we're going to send it back to you, so get ready to take it, because we got to get someplace where we can put the equipment away and see if we can continue our broadcast. As it stands now in the 8th inning with a man on and a man out, the Tigers are batting, and the Blue Jays lead by a score of 7-6. Now, this is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Radio 76, America's great radio station. This is WJR Detroit. Well, luckily, Mark Avery's here. He was going to be here for the wind and gone with the rain in Toronto. A little wind blowing in off the lake, Ernie was saying, and they are covering the field, and we don't know at this point whether they'll be able to resume play, how heavy the rains will be, or what's going on. 82 degrees here in Detroit on kind of a, overcast suddenly afternoon. We were up well above 85 at one point, I believe. But 82 officially now at 5 minutes before 4 o'clock. We're just sort of hang loose here. Mark Avery in the afternoon music hall and see what goes on up there in Toronto and kind of get the feeling of what's going to go on here this afternoon. The Tigers are behind 7-6, right, Eddie? We got a man on and 1 out in what would be the top of the 8th inning. That's the way it stands right now. Okay. Some things from MEP, northbound Lodge to eastbound Ford. There was a car blocking traffic, just reported. Northbound Lodge to eastbound Ford. Northbound I-75 and M24 out in Oakland County restricted to 1 lane in each direction. Construction area there. And southbound Southfield between Puritan and 6 Mile, 2 lanes restricted because of repairs. Okay, aside from that, everything moving at normal speed. All right.
About it all day long. You can't go wrong. It's just all those blues away. Oh, sing it loud and sing it strong. I feel going along this song. You can't go wrong. Like a friend, you know you won't be sad very long.
Hurry up and sing fast, Tony.
All your dreams come true.
Just got word, rather impromptu word from Paul Carey in Toronto that we are going back, resuming the baseball action between the Tigers and the Blue Jays. Mark Avery back following the game here on WJR Detroit.
Rodriguez hits the ground ball to the pitcher. He turns and fires to shortstop Baylor. Relay to all, a double play, and the Tigers are out of the 8th inning as they got this one resumed in a hurry. So in the 8th, the Detroiters have no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left. We go to the last half of the 8th inning, and it is the Blue Jays 7, the Tigers 6.
We got together to do it better, and that's what we did.
You know, when things go right, it really feels good. And that's the way it feels around the Marathon Oil Company. Because Marathon isn't just a name. It's a lot of people who got together because they think doing it better is the only way to do it. And if you ask me, I think they're absolutely right.
We got together to do it better, that's what we did.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better, and we did.
Here come the Toronto Sabat now in their eighth inning. Ashby was at the plate when the last of the seventh ended on a steal attempt by McKay. He was cut down on the good throw by Milt May. So Ashby will start it again in the eighth inning for the Blue Jays. They lead with a one-run margin, 7-6. Sykes, Soroya, and Crawford all victimized by poor support from their teammates afield. They've been on the mound for the Tigers. Lemancic and Willis have worked for the Toronto Blue Jays. Now Cam is doing the catching for the Tigers. It's a swing and a miss by Ashby. After Ashby, it'll be the top of the batting order, Al Wood. Left-hander Crawford ready to go to work again. Jim winds and pitches. Here's a bounding ball to third. Knocked down by Rodriguez. He can't handle it. Wagner picks it up, backing him up, and safe at first will be Ashby. The ball hit hard. Aurelio got in front of it. It hit his glove and bounded away. We'll wait for the scorer's decision. Well, the Tigers already have been charged with 5 errors, and that will be number 6. Here's Woods, the left-handed batting outfielder. He bunts the ball. Off the mound comes Crawford. He fields it, flips it over to Fuentes, covering the bag at first. Woods is out on the sacrifice, and Ashby takes second base. That play will go the pitcher to the second baseman covering the bag at first. Bob Baylor will be the next man to bat for the Jays. He had a key double in the 2-run surge in the 5th inning. Man on second, Ashby leads off. Crawford delivers his curve in close around the knees. Ball 1. Breeze are blowing in very strong from the outfield toward the plate. Here's the pitch. He swings as a fly ball at the center. Backing up is LaFleur. The wind keeps it from going out, and LaFleur makes the catch fairly easily in deep left center field. Ashby holds at second base. There are 2 down in the Toronto 8th inning. And here's Pete Garcia ready to step in. Tigers had a 4-1 lead at one point in this game. Now they trail it by 1, 7-6. He swings it, they bounder right back to Crawford. He has it, throw to Thompson, and the side retired. It's no runs on no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. We go to the 9th inning in Toronto. The Blue Jays 7, the Tigers 6.
Mark Avery directs you through the afternoon on Radio 76.
What you've got is some Mark Avery afternoon music call from WJR Radio. I kept thinking of P.T. Barnum last night. Wasn't it P.T. Barnum who said there's a sucker born every minute? In the world of sports, Denver Broncos of the National Football League have a new head coach. Eastbound Ford Freeway, I-94 at Trumbull, eastbound I-94 at Trumbull. Center and left lanes blocked by an accident.
Join Mark Avery in the afternoon music hall.
3 to 6 on WJR.
I'm not superstitious, and I don't believe in horoscopes.
Yours looks good.
And I'm not afraid to walk in the ladders either.
I'm not talking about horoscope.
No?
No, I'm talking about horoscope, the new instant lottery game. You could win up to $10,000 instantly.
Oh, yeah?
Or qualify for $1 million elimination draw.
Now you spilled the salt.
So what?
That's bad luck. Throw some over your shoulder.
No, so you're not superstitious.
Introducing Horoscope, the new instant lottery game. All signs say it could be the greatest instant lottery game ever.
Now clap your hands twice and hold your breath while I answer on the tape.
My soup is getting cold.
Michigan Bureau of State Lotteries.
John Walkenfuss will come up now to bat for the number 9 hitter in the shortstop, Mark Wagner. Walkenfuss, the right-hand batter. And then the Tigers go to the top of the batting order, LaFleur and Fuentes. They trail by a run in the ninth inning. Mike Willis delivers. It's a strike call from the left-hander. There's a little roller hit foul. Rolling down on the third base side. Tigers need some runs here. They trail by 1, 7-6 in the ninth. It's a curve outside on Walkenfuss. And missed it in. King of Dustin off the plate for a moment. Willis kicks and kneels. There's a bounding ball deep second base. Garcia scoops it up. Throw to first. Got him. One away. Now the top of the Tiger batting order, Ron LaFleur. Every man who comes up there represents the potential tying run for Detroit. Tigers have 2 home runs this afternoon, a 3-run homer by Thompson and a 2-run blast by Ogilvy. Other runs scored on the sacrifice off the bat of LaFleur. There's a strike called on Ron. Willis, in his debut, has allowed only 1 hit since he came on in the 7th inning. Delivers. Here's a cut and a miss. Lunging for a low outside, the breaking ball. LaFleur couldn't connect, and the count is strike 2 on the Tiger outfielder. Rain has to stop. Skies are still overcast. 9th inning, 7-6, Toronto in the lead. Now Willis checking his sign again. LaFleur back in the batter's box. The strike 2 third. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Got him on a breaking ball. They are 2 down, and that leaves it up to Fuentes. It's the first strikeout for the rookie reliever, Willis. Tito will swing around and bat right-handed now. He's had 2 for 3. Rusty Staub's had 3 hits. 7-6, Toronto in the lead. It's 2 out of the 9th inning, and it is a ball low to Tito. Ball 1. Ogilvy waits on deck if Tito can keep it going. Willis delivers. It is a ball in too close. 2-0, the count of the Tigers' second baseman. Second assigned by Mike Willis. The pitch. Swing and a ground foul back at the plate. Took a lunging cut and an outside low delivery. 2-1 the count on him. Now Willis trying to keep dry out there. Looks going to get his sign from Ashby. Here's the windup in the pit. Swung on and popped foul out of play. Back at the plate. 2-2, the count on Tito Fuentes. And Mr. Denstinger dusting off the plate again. Been a wild and woolly affair here in Toronto. Very loosely played game on part of the Tigers. Here's the motion. Here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. Bat slipped out of Tito's hand, went about halfway down toward first base. The Blue Jays got a run in the fourth, 2 in the fifth inning, and 4 in the sixth. The Tigers got 4 in the fifth and 2 in the seventh. Fuentes back on the batter's box, waiting, 2-2 count. Here it is. He swings at the bounding ball, fouled outside of third. Ball hit sharply, and McKay gloves it back at third in foul territory. In the ninth inning, naturally, he's playing very near the line. Tito's trying to get his hands dry before he steps back up there. Still a 2-2 count on him with 2 down. 7-6, the Blue Jays lead it in the ninth inning. Here's the windup in the pitch. He swings as a line drive. It'll be foul down on the left field side. Caught by one of the members of the Jay bullpen. Fuentes still with a 2-2 count on him. Willis trying to get that last man. Delivers. Here's a bounding ball to short. Good pickup by Baylor. Long throw to first. He is out. The game's over. And the Blue Jays go 1-up in the series. In the ninth inning, the Tigers go down 1-2-3. And the final score here this afternoon at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto. The Blue Jays 7, the Detroit Tigers 6.
You're at the plate in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. Here's the pitch. Who holds the record for hitting into the most triple plays? Call a timeout and think about it over a cool, refreshing Labatt's Blue. Well, that dubious award belongs to, ironically, one of the best fielding third basemen in baseball, Brooks Robinson. Brooks has hit into 4 triple plays. Beer and baseball really go together. Always have, always will. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's Blue. Call for Labatt. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
Labatt's Blue is available in selected markets throughout Michigan.
Despite a near hurricane here in Toronto, they managed to finish off the ball game and finished it off in a hurry. The Tigers seemed to be perhaps coming back at them when Ben Ogleby hit the home run with a man aboard in the seventh inning to slice Toronto's lead to 7-6. But young Mike Willis handcuffed the Tigers the rest of the way. Coming on in relief of Dave LeMantic, he allowed 1 hit and got the Tigers out in the 8th and 9th inning to preserve a 7-6 victory for Toronto that gives them a 2-1 lead in this 4-game series. This was a very sloppy ball game in terms of the Tigers' defensive ability. The Tigers committing 6 errors, 4 of them coming in the 6th inning when Toronto overcame a Tiger lead, scoring 4 times to take a 7-4 lead at that point. A total of 6 errors, and let's see, the errors were 1 by Rodriguez, 1 by Fuentes, 2 by Fuentes, and 3, I beg your pardon, 1 by LaFleur, 1 by Rodriguez, 1 by Fuentes, and 3 by Wagner. A total of 6 Tiger errors, and the line score reads Detroit 6 runs, 11 hits, 6 errors. Toronto 7 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Doug Alt hit the only home run of the ball game for Toronto, while for the Tigers, Jason Thompson hit a 3-run homer, his second of the season in the 5th inning. Ogleby coming up with his 2-run blast in the 7th, Benji's first of the season. I'll be back with more on this contest in 1 minute.
This Friday, April 15th, the Detroit News will take you on a photographic tour of the Renaissance Center, Detroit's exciting new center for business and pleasure. In a 4-page report of color photographs, the News will show you some of the unusual and awesome features of RenCen. As you walk into the center, you enter a structure that abounds with trees and streams, stores and restaurants. You can stop by the Cafe Renaissance, a unique indoor sidewalk cafe.
full of trees and sunlight. Then you'll be whisked 73 floors up for a photographic view of your city like you've never seen it before. On your way down, you can check out one of the 1,400 hotel rooms without having to check in. Our special section will take you to the Wren Cellars, too, where cheeses, wines, and spirits are attractively displayed, and into the atrium for a glimpse at some unusual art. The Renaissance Center, it's unusual, provocative, awesome, remarkable. It's something you shouldn't miss. And this Friday's Detroit News will give you an exceptional opportunity to see what it's like and what it means to Detroit. The Renaissance Center, a special full-color section, exclusively in this Friday's Detroit News. A wild ball game here in Toronto today as the Tigers had taken a lead in the fifth inning after Toronto had scored a run off rookie left-hander Bob Sykes in the fourth inning to go ahead 1-0. The Tigers scored 4 times in the fifth on a sacrifice fly by Ron LaFleur, and then Thompson's 3-run homer put them in front at the time 4-1. That was the last time the Tigers were to lead. However, the Blue Jays came back with 2 in their half of the fifth inning on a double and a bounce out, scoring a couple of runs. And then in the sixth inning, Doug Ault led it off with a home run to tie the ball game. And the Blue Jays then came up with 3 unearned runs as a result of 4 Tiger errors to take a 7-4 lead. Oglety's 2-run homer in the seventh, closing the gap to 7-6. But that's all they could do as Mike Willis came on and relief of Dave Lemanchik and stopped the Tigers the rest of the way. Lemanchik went 6 and a third innings and allowed all of the Tiger runs and 10 of their 11 hits. Willis picking up the victory as a result of the I beg your pardon, Lemanchik gets credit for the victory, and Willis is credited with the save in the Toronto win. For the Tigers, Bob Sykes started, went 4 1/3 innings in his first Major League start, allowed 3 runs and 4 hits, struck out 6 and walked 3. Fernando Arroyo, who's been so effective his first 2 outings for Detroit, came on and was not as effective this time, but did not defensive support either. Fernando giving up 2 runs on just 2 hits, but 3 errors behind him, and he wound up the losing pitcher, Jim Crawford, going the rest of the way for Detroit. So the loss goes to Arroyo, the win goes to Lemanchik for the save by Willis, and Toronto has taken the lead in the series 2-1. The finale of the series coming up tomorrow afternoon with Ray Baer to go for Detroit against rookie left-hander Jerry Garvin, and our broadcast coverage will begin at 1:15 with Ernie Harwell's pregame show. Well, that's the story of a strange day in Toronto. For Ernie, this is Paul Carey saying so long. Once again, the final score, the Toronto Blue Jays 7, the Detroit Tigers 6.
Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball.